Uncle Tom's Cabin is a powerful novel written by Harriet Beecher Stowe, who was a Northern abolitionist schoolteacher. The book described the horrors of slavery and gave many Northerners their first glimpse at slavery. Uncle Tom's Cabin inspired many Northerners to put an end to slavery. This novel had pushed the U.S. toward civil war because it showed Northerners that slave owners treated their slaves terribly and wanted to put an end to how the Southerners were making a living.
Compromise was suggested by Henry Clay. That Missouri would be added as a slave state and Maine as a free state, and any land above the 3630 line is free, and any land below is a slave state. The reason this led to the Civil War was that the North gained more land and it upset the balance of voting power in the Senate.
John Brown in Bladen, Kansas was when John Brown broke into an armory and gave slaves to kill weapons to their masters and killed 60 white men. And Bladen, Kansas was when 200 white men died fighting over land in Kansas, Nebraska, and was the beginning of the Civil War. This led to the Civil War because Southern people were angry over John Brown killing white men, and both sides were fighting over land.
The Kansas-Nebraska Act was by Douglas. It was the removal of the restriction and the expansion of slavery ensured Southern support for the bill, which was signed to law by President Franklin Pierce on May 30th, 1854. This led to the Civil War because it took off restrictions on slavery expansion, so it made all the anti-slavery people angry because they were against slavery expansion.
The Dred Scott decision was that slavery was allowed everywhere because slaves were people's property. The government can't take away people's property, so slavery would be allowed to be in any state. Every state would be a slave state. This led to the Civil War because the Dred Scott decision made everywhere a slave state, and that would really throw off the balance of the government because the South, the slave states, would get more representation.